Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another Exos Heroes video, and we got some big announcements to talk about here in game, especially for if you're relatively new to the game or haven't been playing on that first couple months when the game released. I think this is going to be a really big deal for you. So what they ended up announcing was the return of the Choice Fate Core Re, which is going to give you a choice of this particular faction of Fate Cores. All of them are listed, you can see here, except the blue Fate Core. They always leave that one out for these guys. And so you got FC Zeon, FC RERA, FC Magi, FC Ramj, Anastasia, and Baelish, all available starting after maintenance on February 4th. So what's so good about this is, obviously there's a lot of very good character choices you can make here with this banner. So notably, going to be FC RERA, Ramj, and Zeon are all very good, high meta characters in the game. Specifically, RERA and Ramj are probably going to be the two most used. And then nowadays, with Rachel getting his Fate Core memory added to the game, also with FC April, FC Zeon is making a return as a really good character in the game. Could be, I don't know how the matchup actually works when you're super high level, but I've been looking at the top of the PvP rankings, and then there's a ton of people that heavily invested into Rachel's faction to build up that team. Zeon's included, Baraka's included in those teams. So this is a really good time to pick up some of these characters, depending on where you're at your game. And I think it's really going to depend. I think for most people, the ones to really look for are going to be RERA, Ramj, and Zeon. And it's really going to depend on which generals you have already invested in, which ones you happen to pull a ton of, or hopefully pull a lot of for signature force, which way your kind of account swaying. And this is really, this choice is really going to depend on what you pulled. So I think you can't really go wrong with these. I think the catch-all version, like the catch-all one, if you are really undecided on which way you want to take your account, is going to be either just RERA because she's just so good, or FC Ramj because he's really good as a splash pick for pretty much any team because he's countering healing. So you really can't go wrong with these picks. I would say I'd really steer away from Baelish and Magi, even though in a lot of my videos I've really talked about Magi. I think she's good, but like nowadays especially, she's really fallen off. It's definitely, she just doesn't, I don't know if she's really fallen off, but she just doesn't compare to the characters in Zeon, RERA, and Ramj. They're just some of the best characters in the entire game at the moment. So you really don't want to miss out on these if you don't already have them. Then depending on your situation, you might even just not want to pull, period. If you're already doing well, if you already have a good team, like let's say you're already heavily invested into Greenland, or you're already heavily invested into Rachel's faction, maybe even Northfront Frosty with Ramj, maybe you just don't want to pull, period, because we just got season 3. We haven't really seen the new banners. The previous banners that just came out are actually, there's a lot of good characters in Shell and in April, but nothing that's really taken over as the number one team. I would say FC April has really made Rachel's team viable, but it's just like another team on that same level as the Greenland faction at the moment. So depending on your situation and how much zest you have, always when I'm making these recommendations to go for a poll, always make sure you can go to pity on something like this. But I think this is a really good opportunity, especially the newer the account is, because just having one of these Dragon Emperor characters is just so big for an account, especially when you're first starting out. It's going to be an absolute game changer for all forms of content for you. So let alone just trying to find the specific one for metas, just having one in general makes a big difference in where your account levels at. So it's just, I always need to remind myself that, because as a person that started when the game came out, these were the first characters you got. So starting later, maybe even like if you started 2 months late, 3 months late, it really made these characters hard to come by for your account. A couple things I do want to say, if you are spending this beginner pack, I believe there's another pack too, maybe in the These names are ridiculous. Like intermediate, advanced, expert, professional. This is the professional pack. But in this beginner pack here, you could choose a black fake core. You literally get to choose any one of these. Reason why I say that is because maybe Ramj is easily one of the most important characters in the game at the moment, and you could just pick up the one in this banner right here. If you're willing to spend, this is something I do want to say because that might impact your decision. Like, okay, I really need Ramj, but I am a spender. You could just get him here. Don't even bother with the event. Just something to keep in mind. Yeah, I don't even know. Then the argument potentially could become like, oh, this is a bad deal. Probably, depending on. I would say this is a bad deal. A black fake core for $50, essentially $45 plus 1,000. Objectively, I don't like this deal, but I do want to say this just in case, if depending on your situation, you're really considering about going to this, but you want to save Zess, something like that, you might want to pick that up. The two big ones is probably going to be Xeon and RERA. I think for a lot of people, RERA, not having her is super oppressive. Being able to pick her up to even have some kind of chance. She's also super good for PvP, obviously, but PvE as well. She comes up really clutch, especially paired with FC Annie. So that's pretty much it when it comes to this fake core choice re. I think these are a really big deal. So ideally, one of these would be, I really like these fake core choice re's when there's a general associated with it. Like the last one that I really went in on was FC Garf. Didn't get very lucky with it, but they're really nice to look out for because you could double dip one of these with a general potentially. But if there's any character that comes close to a general level character, it's probably going to be FC RERA. So that's just kind of my thoughts on this banner. Definitely keep your eye out when this comes out here in the end of tomorrow after maintenance. So if you like the video, please leave a like on the video. Also, emulator I'm using is LD Player, so link down in the description for that if you guys want to check that out. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.